What's going on, Bubs? What are you so worried about?
The garbage man is outside picking up the garbage bin, and Bubba just doesn't like that. He's like, leave that garbage bin where it is, or else I'm gonna bark. Ooh, it is much nicer out today. So I'm gonna head over to the job site and get started working on the subfloor. Oh yeah.
Ain't that right, Dewey?
Need those air hose connectors. Alright, first things first, what I want to do for each day of construction is like set an initial goal for what I want to accomplish for each day. So for today, I want to get all the subfloor at least framed, and if I can get some of the steel flashing on the bottom side of it, I would consider that to be a pretty successful day. So let's go along with that. So I got the little adapters for the end of the hose here, so I can now actually use it. So let's try it out. Alright, so it looks like the nailer is going well, got a good feel for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out my 3D model on SketchUp and get the dimensions for the first section of the subfloor. So these are the two pieces to the end of the framing for the one back portion of the subfloor. And then, so I've got all my marks here to mark where the edge will go. And then the X signifies which side of the line the actual stud is gonna go. All right, so this will kind of give you an idea of how this subfloor is going together. So all I'm gonna do is just go around with the nail gun and just nail in through the ends there. And then this section will be done. Then there's two more separate sections of subfloor. So I'm just gonna get all these together, throw them up on the trailer, make sure that they're proper distances and stuff, and then go from there. That nail gun is a lot easier than going around and screwing everything in. It's just so much quicker just to go ch-ch. This was actually a little bit easier than I thought, so. All right, so I'm gonna go in and tap in some of the nails that didn't end up completely flush with the outside there. And I've got two more sections to build, so I'm gonna do that. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna catch up with you guys, and then we'll probably start with the flashing on the bottom. All right, so a little bit of an update. I've got the middle piece here. I've got that built. You can see here there's a lot of black paint on it because, so there's this lip that goes over the edge right here. This is proving to be a little bit difficult to get this piece to slide right down flat there, but it will fit. I'll make it fit. So I've got the subfloor laid out. That's gonna go at the front of the trailer here. There's just, there's not enough space on the concrete right now because there's all that plywood still there. So once I'm done the subfloor, there's gonna be a lot less material on there, so I'll move it afterwards, but I have to build this floor on the grass. Everything else is going well though. So that went a lot easier than I thought. Everything looks good. Everything looks like it's the proper size except for that one there. So when I actually place that one in the cavity there, then I'll really have to use some muscle to get her in there. Since I have all the subfloor up on the trailer right now, I'm gonna measure, make sure that it's all centered properly within the actual trailer itself. And then I'm gonna start marking all the holes where I'm gonna drill through the subfloor into the flange or into the one steel runner beams that are going along the length of the trailer. So at probably like 32 different points on the actual subfloor, it's gonna be bolted to the trailer. So it's gonna be like really, really, really strong, right? Because everything else is going to rely on basically how strong the subfloor is attached to the trailer. So once I get all of the holes drilled, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove the subfloor off of the trailer, and then I'm gonna attach the flashing on underneath, put the subfloor back on, then I can actually bolt the subfloor down. It's probably just after 12 o'clock right now, almost 1, so I'm probably not gonna finish bolting it down today, but I do wanna get all the holes drilled and then go from there. All right, so I've got all the holes marked where I'm gonna drill through into the trailer. But first, before I do that, is I'm going to have some lunch. So for the majority of you will know that I'm vegan. For those of you who have just started following this channel, maybe because of the tiny house build, do eat a vegan diet. A lot of you know that I'm totally obsessed with this red lentil chili. And what I got here is Hannah actually made kind of like a variation of it. So I think when we do an Instant Pot mukbang, then we will do we'll do this different red lentil chili. It's really nice because it's like a little bit different, but still has like the heartiness of the original red lentil chili. So something else to mention, here in Tucson it is so dry, so you have to make sure that you keep your hydration levels up. So I think I had a liter of water when I woke up, and then I think this is my 3rd water bottle. Especially when you're working outside in the sun and you're doing a lot of breathing, like your throat just gets dry really quickly. It's totally different than any other place that I've lived. I've never lived in a desert climate before, and it is just, I really like how dry it is because because there's like no humidity, but you just gotta make sure that you drink enough water. That's the only thing. So in order to attach the subfloor to the trailer itself, I'm gonna be drilling 3/8 holes, so enough for this bolt right here to go down through the subfloor, and then on the outside or on the perimeter, I'm gonna be bolting it to this, there's a 3-inch flange that was welded onto the side of the trailer. So in the middle, gonna be going through the subfloor again, and then down through these runner beams that essentially replace the wooden planks that you'd normally have on a trailer like this. So I've gone around and marked about 28 or 30 holes of where I'm actually gonna drill through the subfloor and into the trailer. So what I can do when I have all the holes drilled is I can pop the subfloor off, then I can put the flashing underneath, just drill through the flashing, then I can bolt all the connection points down. Let's take my bolt. Drop it right on through. Now the head of the bolt is gonna sit lower than the actual level of the subfloor, so it's gonna be countersunk. So I have a 1-inch spade bit in order to actually drill that hole out a little bit more. Then there will be a washer on there as well, and then I'll be able to basically bolt up from the bottom, and then that'll hold this all in place. So what I'm gonna do is go drill around all the perimeter spots, just drop a bolt in here just so that it's not gonna move or shift or anything like that. Then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna have to pop off this section and then drill all the way through this runner beam. The bit's not long enough to go through the 2x4 and then all the way through the runner beam as well, so I'll have to go back and just make sure that I get the hole all the way down. And like I said earlier, there's gonna be probably about 28 or 30 connection points, so I've got a lot of drilling on my hands. That's why it's really important to have like the proper tool. If I was using a drill that had a battery in it, like I'd probably go through that battery pretty quickly. So with a corded drill, I can go around, I can drill all of them no problem. So it's always good to have the proper tool. All right, so I've got all the holes drilled along the flange and then also on the runners as well. So what I'm gonna do now is drill all the way down through the runners here. And what I'll probably end up having to do, since it's gonna be pretty well near impossible to get the 3/8 inch bolts all the way through and at the exact same angle that I'm drilling, so I'll probably have to bump it up and drill through at a 1/2 inch just so that it gives me a little bit extra wiggle room, because the 3/8 is probably just not gonna work in order to get the bolt through. Even though it is a 3/8 inch bolt, it would have to be perfectly in line with the hole that I drilled above. Something else to keep in mind when you are drilling through metal is that you should be using a lubricant. It just helps a bit cut a lot better, and then also just keeps it lubricated. All right, so I've got the 4 holes drilled for the center section there. I was able to wedge it in there and actually get some holes drilled in. It's about 2:30 right now, so I think I'm just gonna pack everything up, cover everything up with tarps, and then head on home for the day. Everything's tarped off. Got this absolutely massive tarp to cover the trailer. Cause yeah, it is supposed to rain tomorrow, so it's weird that we're getting all this rain all of a sudden here in Tucson when it doesn't even rain for like over a month. But it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna head on home. I would love to jump in the pool today as well.